What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with a New York Yankee video. A little breaking news as it has. I'm getting a nice sip of coffee here. Yeah, it tastes better. The Yankees lose today to the Cubs. And, not a very good first half if you're a Yankee fan. It could be worse, I guess. Mets fans would say it could be worse. But let's face it, the Yankee offense has not been it. It has been very poor. Especially this year. They're one of the worst teams in the league in batting average. I think they're third from the bottom. They're one of the worst in on-base percentage. It hasn't worked. And I know losing Aaron Judge has a lot to do with that. But the offense has been terrible. Yankees will fire their hitting coach, Dillon Lawson. You're fired, quite frankly, Dillon. You're fired. And again, does this matter? It might not. In the grand scheme of things, it may not matter. You know, these batters... I've talked about it in streams before. I've brought up the 60s Yankees. I mean, I'm an old bastard. There's no question. I'm old, but I'm not old enough to remember the 60s Yankees. But some of the people that were, that I've spoken to that were alive for, 60, 61, 62, and 64 when they were in the World Series have told me that all of a sudden that team, like overnight, got very old and they were not very competitive by the end of the 60s. They were a very bad team. And it's almost like the Yankees have become that team where they had guys like Josh Donaldson, who, was an MVP at one point, and DJ LeMahieu, just 3 years, I believe, removed from a batting title and an MVP consideration in 2019. I thought he personally should have won the MVP in 2019. These guys just aren't getting it done. Anthony Rizzo has fallen off a cliff. Aaron Judge has a different batting coach. He doesn't even use the Yankee batting coach. And Anthony Volpe, after a nice chicken parm dinner and a talk with Austin Wells, all of a sudden he found that it wasn't the hitting coach that fixed Anthony Volpe. It was Austin Wells. Giancarlo Stanton, same thing. This guy, not a career 300 hitter by any means, but Giancarlo Stanton was always hitting 260, 270 in the last 2 years. He's been absolutely terrible when it comes to batting average. I don't know if it's so much what the hitting coach is teaching these guys or it's just the fact that these guys are older and can't do what they once did. I mean, how much does the hitting coach really matter when it comes to guys that have been in the league for this many years? Do they really need that much coaching? But the coach is supposed to tell a guy, listen, you're opening up too soon. Your hands are coming out too early. You're dipping your shoulder. They're supposed to pick up on things. Close your stance a little bit. Adjust this, adjust that. That's their job. But what this signifies is that the Yankees are not satisfied. And I think that Lawson is the pound of flesh that we've been waiting for. Yeah, it's a small thing, in the grand scheme of things, but it's something. It's something where they're saying, all right, we're not satisfied with what's going on here, and something has to change. Now, hopefully, I shouldn't say hopefully. I mean, hopefully the Yankees turn it around and we ain't got to worry about this. But if they continue to suck, you hope that this is just the first domino to fall. That maybe Aaron Boone's head is on the chopping block. That maybe Brian Cashman's head is on the chopping block. Because let's face it, okay? Aaron Boone, not a great manager. You look at the game today. Domingo Germán had 75 pitches, and he takes him out of the game with the All-Star break coming up. It's not like he's going to be asked to pitch in a couple of days. It's not like he needed to save the pitches for anything. Granted, the Yankee bullpen did its job, at least until the game was tied. Gleyber Torres just can't field the ball. I don't know what else to say, but again, talked about the poor fielding, the poor base running. It's a reflection of the manager, and that's on Aaron Boone. And that type of crap's on Aaron Boone because Aaron Boone allows them to get away with it. Aaron Boone allows them to be lazy, lackadaisical. He's been a bad fielder forever. He's lazy. Gleyber Torres is a very lazy player. He just is, and again, that's because the manager allows him to be lazy. And it happened with Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez was a stud when Joe Girardi was here. And the problem with Joe Girardi is he's too hard on the players. Well, listen, man, it's kind of like being a parent. You love your kids to death, but you're not supposed to be their friend. You're supposed to be their parent. So Aaron Boone, in a sense, needs to be their parent. When they screw up, there has to be repercussions. You have to let them know you can't do this again. You can't keep making these same mistakes. You can't make mistakes and go, oh, nothing's going to happen. You keep making the same mistake over and over. You got to address it at some point. You got to make an example at some point. You have to do something different at some point to say, hey, get your shit together or you're not going to play anymore. You're not going to play in the field, whatever. He pulled Aaron Hicks out of the game last year. I would have pulled him out as soon as Aaron Hicks made that boneheaded play. I wouldn't have waited till the middle innings. You know, I talk about this. Billy Martin, he pulled Reggie Jackson out of the game in the middle of the inning. Reggie Jackson's a Hall of Famer. Okay, Reggie Jackson Mr. October. Billy Martin didn't give a damn how big of a star Reggie Jackson was. Says, you screwed up. I don't feel you hustle. I'm pulling you out of the game. I'm making an example of you. Well, you know what? The Yankees won a couple championships there, didn't they? Although in 78, it was Bob Lemon that took over for Billy Martin. But regardless, in 77, Billy Martin won a championship with the Yankees, okay? So, again, Aaron Boone may be the next guy to fall. But we'll see if this makes a difference. What I do like is the fact that the Yankees say, we're not putting up with this anymore. We are going to make a change. We are going to bring somebody else in here. And hopefully, whoever the hitting coach is, I don't know if they addressed it or not. I just happened to see that it popped up that he was fired, that he's gone. So, I don't know who they plan on bringing in as the hitting coach, but hopefully whoever the hell it is can make some adjustments. What I do know is this offense cannot, it literally cannot be worse. You look at, and again, we can blame the hitting coach all we want. Like I said, I don't think that the hitting coach, I don't think he can get any worse by changing the hitting coach. Brian Cashman put this team together. You look at a guy like Josh Johnson, who's hitting 140 and has 10 homers and 15 RBIs. Hitting solo homers now and again is not winning you baseball games. Yeah, home run's fun. It's exciting. Everybody loves it. Somebody hits the ball out of the park. It's great. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're hitting 140 and you run into a baseball once in a while and you're not driving anybody in any other way, you have 15 RBIs and 10 homers. It just goes to show you that your run production sucks unless you're hitting the ball out of the park. You have to be able to score in other ways. So again, Brian Cashman constructed this team to be that team, to just swing for the damn fences on a consistent basis, to have high slugging percentages and high OPS. Well, I got news for you. Slugging is part of OPS, but so is batting average, and so is on-base percentage. And when you're at the bottom of the league in both of those categories, your OPS is also going to suffer. Now, their OPS can be worse, but they do hit a lot of home runs because that's their entire team. So, listen, I like it. I like that they're not taking any crap, okay? I like that finally they say, all right, enough's enough. We're not satisfied. We're making this change. And again, I don't know if that's going to make any bit of a difference. It may not. These guys, it's not like they're rookies. It's not like they're a young team. It's not like they have learned bad habits over the course of the years. These guys are older. DJ LeMahieu's older. Rizzo's older. Stanton's older. Donaldson's older. These guys have been in the league a while. They're not young, okay? So they should know what they're doing. But again, it doesn't matter how much you're doing something. If I'm lifting weights, I've been in the gym a long time. If I'm in there lifting weights and I'm not squeezing, at the end of the rep, or I'm half repping something, or I don't have the correct form, and somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I noticed you're kind of doing this with your form. Try this. I still listen. Even though I've been doing it forever, maybe I am making mistakes. Sometimes you get a little bit lazy. Sometimes you don't realize you're making that mistake until somebody points it out to you. So hopefully whoever the hitting coach is can come in here and change things. And the Yankees approach changes in general. I've said before, it ain't sexy, right? If I was the hitting coach or the manager or whatever, I'm dead ass serious. I would take every one of my players, from Aaron Judge all the way down. Sorry, my camera's getting dark again. All the way down from Aaron Judge to IKF, whoever you want to say it, I'd say 1 round of batting practice, you are bunting. You will learn to bunt the baseball. You'll learn to bunt the baseball. I'll never forget, Higashioka the other night had a bunt to drive runners to second and third, and the crowd erupted. The crowd cheered big time for a sacrifice bunt because that is the way you win games. Home runs are great. Home runs are awesome. They're sexy. They're fun. They're exciting. I get it. But at the end of the day, scoring runs is the way you win baseball games. And there are many, many other ways. There's multitudes of ways to score runs, whether that's sack bunt, sack fly, ground out, stolen base, putting the ball in play. You can do it other ways. The Yankees have to find other ways to do that. hopefully this new hitting coach can get that done. Anyway, that's all I got in this video. Thank you for watching. We'll have another video up tomorrow about my buddy Kadarius Toney, because why not? Why not talk about Kadarius Toney? He's a freaking troll. It's kind of funny at this point. I'll have a video on that tomorrow, and we'll see you then. It's Bad Nigga Diz. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. I'm out. Peace.